Good afternoon, Rebel, especially Division 3. Yes, it's that time for your preview of your division. And luckily, or unluckily, depending how you think of us, Bernie Buffon, that is me. I am going to be your division recapper, and as always, my partner in crime is the Rat King himself, Crystal Hunter. Afternoon, done there. How we doing?
Division 3A. Good to be here again, Bernie.
Good.
We're looking forward to a new season, aren't we?
Yeah, I think, because we did the other division, didn't we? Because we're big boys. We get to do 2 divisions. And I think we didn't upset anybody in that one. So, hopefully, we might be all right with this one. First of all, though, my apologies. It's a bit later than usual due to work commitments and obviously us two trying to, be free at the same time. And then obviously the mighty cross-platform cup, what's going on at the moment, Team PS4 getting it done against Team PC.
Yeah. I hope we can pick it up a little bit more.
I want to win. There you go. No one's going to watch our recap now. They're saying, oh god, this is console coach. He's recapping as well, does he know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
we could actually skip the whole recap and just switch to a CPC recap. That would be something.
Oh, I'm sure they'd love that. Yeah, absolutely. But no, on a serious note, ReBBL, awesome. We loved it. We decided to play it last season. We did all right, didn't we? We didn't do too bad.
Yeah, we did do okay there. And you're in Division 3. What are you? 3B, 3C?
I don't know. 3C, I think.
Yeah, and I'm in Division 4B. So we're gonna see what we can do there.
Yeah, hopefully. So basically, what we're going to do, just on this show, is just have a quick look at the teams, have a look at a key man or two there, and obviously I'll get Hunter's expertise on it, and then obviously we'll have a quick look at the schedule, and then next week we'll obviously go into more in depth of obviously the games and if anyone's lost anyone. I was watching, I think it was like 1-2 in the morning. From my division, and there's 3 games played and there's 2 dead, so attrition's already started going, and some -1 armors and missed next games. It's been a bloodbath. So yeah, we would like to see a lot of that in this division, wouldn't we? Something to talk about. But let's get on with it then. So we'll start off with Fly Lord Servants, and that's Ant-Man. Yeah. A nice, lovely Nagel team. That's very, very looks clean uniform, bright white. And
yeah, it looks like a quite well developed Nurgle team. I kind of wanted to say something about the division still. Like,
go on.
This division, like, also a pretty balanced division. We got we got to recap 2 balanced divisions, which is pretty nice because it's quite open and you never can really predict what will happen in the division.
No.
So that's going to be quite fun to look at, and also looking forward to the matches in this division, just like I'm doing in the other division. Yeah. So back to the Nurgle here. Yeah, it's looking like a fairly developed team already with their guard and their block, and there's a really good Pestigor in there, which I love personally because it's like plus movement and then the agility and the 2 heads there. So it's going to be able to do some massive plays ranging from picking up the ball, dodging, to actually blitzing in on the opponent. Their ball carrier, the opponent's ball carrier, is not going to be safe with this kind of monster walking around, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I had that guy down as my key player, Tola. I mean, he's going to be pretty immense. I mean, I've always iffy about taking movement. I think it's just me on slow teams like this, but show hands, block, movement, 2 heads, and obviously he's now agility 4, so he can get basically anywhere, really, can he?
Exactly, and the movement gets so much more added value with the agility being there and the 2 heads being there. So it's quite a lovely thing to see. And also the other Pestigor, the wrestle tackle 2-headed Pestigor is also a pretty key thing to have on the team.
It is. I mean, it's just unfortunately that's got a niggle, and the number 8 as well, Pythagors, he's got -1 movement. What's a shame, because he's an agility 4 piece as well. And I mean, I don't know about you. I look at this team and it's like it's not a bash team. It's more of a like let's run the ball or throw the ball. you know, it's
It
got
is.
a lot of development still to be. He's like I say, his record's pretty good. 14, 16 now. That's pretty solid for a Nagel team with tons of development to come, in my opinion. What
Yeah.
the problem for me in Crystal as well is obviously we might not know a lot of these coaches, so we don't know your skill levels. So we're just gonna go on the
Uh,
teams, really,
actually,
aren't we?
actually, yeah. Maybe so, but like actually, Ant-Man, I kind of know him because I think I played against him on CCL before, and
Well,
from
you,
my experience, he's a pretty decent coach. He's a pretty good coach.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm having high hopes for him this season.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 3 TV rolls. It looks good. He's definitely got the ball handling players. He just needs a bit of like guard and some to control the pitch and then some hitting power. And then when he gets that,
Yeah,
he'll be pretty good. It may take him the full season to get what he needs, but like I
but
said, the big thing with private leagues, you're just building up each season, aren't you?
on the other hand, he already has the reliability. He already has the utility, like
Yep.
having guard, having tackle, having wrestle.
Yep.
That's already lovely to have. And as you say, he just needs a little bit more bash, and then it's a full-grown neural team. But
Yeah.
it's already looking quite good, in my opinion.
Yeah. Right. We'll move on to a team we do know very well because obviously when we got thrown in halfway through, well, almost 3/4 through a
Uh,
season last season, there was this guy, there
can
was
we
this team, wasn't there?
can we skip this one? I don't want to talk about it.
Todd Dwarfs with no AV, and he won the first game when I said, he was a big winner of the week, and it was sort of like challenge for the playoffs, wasn't he? And then all of a sudden, from there, it just went wrong. Everything just went wrong for him, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we talked about number 3, Scorn the Stalker, who has got a minus strength bust. So, they use his strength by strength 3, and he kept it. And we thought, well, he'll probably get rid of it at the end of the season. But, Hunter, it's still there.
It's still there. Yeah, unbelievable. I have no words for this.
It's probably, maybe he can't get rid of it. I mean, it is called the Stalker. Maybe he's stalking and they just can't get rid of it, But,
I don't know what the idea behind this
I
this
don't
either.
know.
But he must have had the money to replace it by now. Like,
well, I don't know. He's Norse, isn't he? They do smash and die a lot, but
yeah,
I'd love him to tell us because we thought he'd got rid of him. Then we thought, oh well, all right, he's saving until the end of the season.
But he's got like 13 players, Bernie.
I know. I don't know. Maybe he just likes him. Like I said, maybe he's a stalker. I mean, I was discussing maybe we might need to, put a bounty on this player and put him out of his misery. Because I think basically what it is it's a stalker. Deadman's tried to get rid of him, and he's failed. So maybe we've got to step in here and put a bounty on him and say, look, someone please kill him.
I think you're onto something, Bernie, because maybe he loved the player. He was really attached to him in some way, or the player was attached to him.
Or maybe the player's got some dirt on him.
And he was like, okay, this Bernie and this Crystal, they're constantly nagging about my 3-strength Overwerner. At least we're in the final games of the last season, so we're not going to hear from them again. Bad news, Deadman. We're back.
Yeah, we're back. So
we've got a whole season now.
So we maybe have to put a bounty hit on that guy if he's not gone by the end of the first game. But anyway, enough about Mr. Scorn the Stalker, the Sten 3 Ulfawerner. Well, the rest of the team doesn't look too bad, does it? I mean, I was gutted for him last season because he was doing really well, and obviously I was like, go on, Norse, get in the playoffs, but it just sort of petered off, doesn't it? And everything just went wrong. What did I have for the key player on this team? It had to be the most ridiculous one. Number 9. Right, go on. Pronounce that for me. I've got it as Harold Fryer.
Harold Fryer, yeah.
We both agree with that.
Yeah, I think, but with Norse it's like Harald Frya or something.
Harold Frya.
Yeah.
That sounds German. Harold Frya.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It gets to the Normandic kind of area, like it's that kind of way to speak it, I think. But anyway, the player itself is like interesting because it is performing as a ball carrier on the offense. And on defense, it has the skills to actually cling onto a player
Yep.
and make his life miserable.
Yep.
So I kind of like the player. You just got to be a little bit careful about not
Basing
losing
it.
him because,
Mm.
well, he can base with it, but he has to make sure that he doesn't get two dice against him. Because if you lose that player,
Yeah.
you kind of lose your offensive ball carrier as well, of course. So
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword here with him, and I gotta say I kind of like it. I kind of like the build. Just gotta be a little bit careful.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, I put it down there as the key play because obviously he's basically the dual role. He's good. He's good on offense. He's good on defense. You know, the only concern is obviously is AV7, and if you base him up too much, you know, it could get splattered. His two berserkers are solid. I love his two berserkers. He's got mighty blow and his yeti. That's great. The other Ulfa Werner is really good. He's got his dirty player. Although I don't know if I'd take armor on that. I still don't get that. Because
yeah,
obviously he's going to be fouling, so a lot of times he's going to get sent off pretty early. So,
well,
but hey ho,
that's what we said last season as
did
well
we?
about that
Yeah.
player. But we've seen weirder builds by now. Hell, we've been in another division that has two kick players. You know,
I love that.
I've seen.
What was he
I've
called?
seen
Like
everything now.
Marginal Annoyance was the name of the team. I thought it was
No, it
genius.
was a Skaven team, right?
Yeah, but the team name was called something like Marginal Annoyance, wasn't it? If I remember correctly, and it really annoyed you, and I was just like, yeah, well played, sir, well played. But
Could be, yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I'm just trying to find out now who it was. But yeah, he was two kicks. I've never actually Marginal Annoyances it was called.
Yeah.
So, but 17 wins, 6 draws, 19 losses. He was in like Jimmy Fantastic's division and with that really good Liz team as well. So he was in a really strong division last season. And you know, to be fair to me, he did really, really well. He played very, very well. And I think this division, I think he'll do well in. It's just Alpha Werner. I'd love him to tell us the story about it, why he's kept him, because then we can put it to bed. But yeah. But apart from that,
we should invite him as a guest, you know, and then he can.
He's probably devastated that when he comes up on Discord that where his recap again. Like, oh my god, I thought I got rid of him. Why? But hey, you know, it happens. Anyway, I think he's got a good chance at it. Right, next team. What have we got now? Crusaders of Calador. Anubis 2406. Anubis, that name rings a bell for some reason. 1870 TV. He's got a really nice blitzer missing first game. What's a big shame.
You know, the thing I like most about this team, you see all the players with all the difficult names, you know, like Horfboom, Rollalon, and Arkunar, Linsel, and all those players. And then you see number 12, Nelson.
Yeah, we like Nelson. Nelson, yeah, absolutely. We can pronounce Nelson.
We can pronounce Nelson, yeah. But otherwise, like, if you look at all the setups and it's just a ridiculous team, isn't it? Like, how well developed this is.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a squish sandwich kiosk. But when I'll be honest, I thought this would be like he'd have more wins than losses, but he's actually got 15 wins, 6 draws, 24 losses. So, but they have been bashed a bit as well. So you know, as elves do.
That's a little bit surprising with the team that.
It's a seriously good team, isn't it?
It's a really good team, and I kind of expected, even though with the record and that kind of thing, kind of still expected to be on the higher list of the division, like top 3.
Yeah,
should be possible.
For my key play for this team was Garnon Madarina. Oh, I think I pronounced that well. Agility, strength 4, agility 5. He's a blodge catcher. Gotta love that guy. I mean, I know a lot of people say, well, what about number 7, the movement 9, agility 5? You know, catcher, but I don't know. I've got a good feeling that Garnon Madarina is gonna do it big, and he's only 3 points away from another level up. It's a shame he's got a niggle, but hey, you know, I've seen a lot of these regions. I can understand why a lot of teams have just got broken pieces. I think we'll all have them. But I really liked it, and like I said, it's a nice developed team. 1870 is not too bad, but he has got his key enforcer out, so he'll badly miss him first week, unfortunately. But it's a nice team. The only if I was gonna be picky, I'd like to see Leap somewhere on something.
Yeah, probably if you have so many
maybe that
agility
number 6.
5 players.
You know, maybe next. You know, when he gets to level, maybe I don't know. Or try and get it on number 8. You know, he's already got tackle and wrestle, hasn't he? So give him leap, goes in there. I'll have the ball, thanks.
For me, the only like worrying thing, like the only concerning thing is like if you look at the whole team, there are some niggles in there.
Yeah.
Like there's also the thrower that has a niggle.
Yep.
And he has 0 cash in the bank. If there's going to be a match where the team suddenly collapses and you have 2 or 3 deaths, you are looking at a completely different team.
Yeah, I mean there is that. That is a very valid point. I mean the only good thing is he is elves, and elves can replace plays pretty quickly. You know, it's
Yeah, but these are really expensive elves. These are high elves. Yeah. So this is gonna be a situation where it is like, okay, is he gonna be able to survive his opponents? If so, then he's making a really good chance. If he's having a really rough start of the season and he's losing a lot of players, then it's gonna be quite a battle. Yeah.
I think he's got enough quality in this team though to have a positive record by the end of the season.
Yeah, looking at the quality of the team, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Right then. Who we got now? Bet Space Bounty Hunters. Maybe we should hire these guys to take out that Alpha Werner.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, he's implying he's the bounty hunters. Maybe we should pay them a visit. So Papillon 47, 1580 TV. Stat wise, he's 11 wins, 7 draws, 8 losses. So yeah, very good. And for the key player I got for this guy was
gotta be number 3, right?
Repants Black Jr. Yeah, I looked at number 3, but I like to try and keep it a bit edgy and a bit, surprise. He was the obvious one, but I think Bretonians still need to do a bit of beating, a bit of, smashing heads together. And he's the only guy, really, with any sort of, like, potential to hurt something. And, you still, I mean, as good as peasants are, and they've got Fend, the AV7, you've got to start losing them. So you need something on your team to try and balance out the numbers. And that's why I went with number 2 instead of number 3. Because I think he needs to start removing pieces, even if they're just knockouts.
Well, it's not a true must with Bretonians. Like it kind of depends on what you're playing against, of course, but it's also like you have a lot of wrestlers there, so you also have a lot of technical options, and you do have some minor pass play options as well, seeing as all the blitzers have catch. So there is that hybrid variation going on, where you don't necessarily have to do a lot of damage, but it's a nice player to have, of course. Like if you have a Mighty Blow player, very nice. For me, like the key player is number 3, of course.
Yeah,
because it's such a nice thing to have such a reliable ball carrier and such a reliable dodger in a team like this. Because you can just make a little bit of a pathway for him with the Bashir players, and then just squeeze through with him.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna score a lot of touchdowns this season.
He is a really nice piece. He's a really nice piece, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just think when I've been looking at a lot of these divisions, I get the indication you've got to have that, that enforcer, and that's why I went for number 2, because, I just think that's the way ReBBL is. Like most Blood Bowl.
He's playing it pretty smartly, I believe, because he's got leader on one of the blitzers as well.
Yeah.
Going quite cheap on the rerolls, make sure the team value goes down a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of like that thing with Bretonians, because they already have like 8 players that have either block or wrestle, out of the whole team. And it's already a really reliable Pesci team at 2 rerolls. And if you get another leader in, that's another reroll, of course.
Yeah.
Very nice to do that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good chance and good luck. And if you can bag a Sentinel for Werner, we'll be more than welcome.
Statistics here. Yeah, also has good statistics here, like 11 wins, 7 draws, 8 losses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quite decent.
So right then, we now turn to Zunk. Well, obviously, I only know him by Andy Davo. But I'm excited to see how he is, because obviously Andy Davo he takes all the glory And now it's time for us to shine that glory onto Zunk. And he's gone with Orcs. I love Orcs, as we know.
Yeah.
Gorkacidal Tendencies. Fantastic name. Decent team. I'll just have a look at statistics. 11 wins, 13 draws, 10 losses. So it's a positive. It's a positive record. We like our positive records.
Yep, totally.
And I'll be honest, when I was looking for a key player, the thing what hit me was it was really hard to get a key player because it was a really balanced team. I plummeted maybe by default for number 8, the strength 6 Blackhawk, but it was just I had to pick something. And it's a nice piece, and if obviously you can get some gal on that, stand firm, lovely.
I'm kind of interested in the thought, like why did he go diving tackle on the splitzers? Because like if you get diving tackle on anything, like you should get it on a black orc. In my opinion, like if you want to go diving tackle, if you want to go all out, get it on a black orc. It's 4 strength. It's gonna be way easier to keep him standing.
Yeah.
If you have the blitzers here and looking at the blitzers, if they roll a double, it's quite nice to have dodge on them to keep them a little bit more alive, and also the ability to dodge blitz into something or dodge out to something. So I'm not sure why he went diving tackle on that part. But it is otherwise than that, it is a pretty nice developed team, of course.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because obviously, as we know, I got slaughtered for my diving tackle on my bull. Although I will shout out for JJ Cash in the recap they did of my team. He actually liked the diving tackle, so I was like, "Yeah, you know your stuff, mate. You know your stuff." He's the first person who's liked it, but I'm like, "Yeah, respect." I totally agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, I understand what Zunk's doing. He's trying to keep some sort of safety, and if one of these Ponzi Wood Elves or something goes through, he's got a good chance to get it down. And nobody likes, I don't care what level you are, nobody likes dodging away from diving tackle if you're agility 3. And even agility 4, you're feeling a bit, and if you can combine it with other stuff, then that's fine. It's just, I suppose, unusual, but I like it when people think outside the box. And obviously, I'm a big diving tackle fan, so I'm going to like it. Do you need it on 2? He's probably going to go one side, one the other. He desperately needs tackle, though, in this team. The Mighty Blow guys have got to get tackled, because obviously skinks and gut runners and things like that, you want to put them down and put them in a coffin. So that's the only concern. But obviously, they are a double, so if he's one star in tackle, then this is the time to take it. Because you might not get another double. Some people say go dodge. Some people say, like I said, just something else, or even jump up and then get piling on next. That'd be quite good.
That's also beautiful.
There's a lot of things, but I can't not like it. I get what he's trying to do, and I also get what you're trying to do. I mean, you could even, if you can roll a double on, especially number 8, you could give him diving tackle, crash the corner of a cage, tag the ball carrier. Happy days, isn't it? But it's a decent team. The throwers, no frills, but it's basically the same build as my Hobgoblin. Big Mac Nuggets, love that name. I hope he does well. I like that name. But it's a really solid team, and this team really will be up there, I think. I can't wait to see how he plays a diving tackle, but I'm guessing he's going to be harassing and having him as safeties, and I think the diving tackle will go well. I don't understand why a lot of people don't like diving tackle. I think it's a really nice.
I think it's a nice. It's a nice skill as well. But yeah, in my opinion, you got to think about on which players you put it, and I kind of.
Yeah, but it's more mobile, though, isn't it? Diving tackle. He's probably getting it for like the faster teams because Blackhawks ain't going to be chasing them. I like what he's done. I understand what he's doing, and I applaud him for trying to do his team differently, try different styles. So. I applaud him, and I hope he does well. Obviously, the shameless pluggers on the arena thing, twitch.tv/Andy Davo. Gotta love that. And like I say, statistics are good. 11, 13, 10 losses. I think this is one of them teams will do well in this division.
And he's a nice guy.
I love him. I love Zunk.
Yeah.
He's one of the reasons I like watching Andy Davo's shows. I mean, Andy's great, but I do love Zunk. He's one of my favorite
He's a guy that socializes with a lot of coaches and just is there to have a good time generally, and
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, so I hope he does well.
Yeah, best of luck to him.
Who are we on to now? We are on to Owendor's Requiem. Coach Owendor. And his statistics for this team are 11, 8, 16. So, not bad. Not bad.
So that's okay.
Key player, what did I do for this team? Oh, I'm on the other page. You can tell I'm old. I'm using pen and paper. Wrote everything down. Key player I've gone for. Oh my god, I can't pronounce that name. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Number 4, Vanth. Some nice pieces in there, like the strength 4, mighty blow, tackle, white. But at the end of the day, this team's got to score. And the guys who's going to score is number 4. If you can keep him safe for the season, this team could go quite well, I think. And that's why I picked him. I like what he's got. I mean, that goal was missing at the moment. Movement 8, strip ball, tackle. Love that. He's obviously the other 2 goals have got nice blodge already. His 2 whites are really good. His 2 mummies are very good, and both mummies have guard and block. That's beautiful. One's a stand there and blodge mummy. Amazing. The other thing this really is missing this team is a data player. Don't know about you.
Yeah, that's the first thing we kind of notice about this, isn't it? Like, but the skeleton is 2 SPP away, so I'm pretty sure you'll get it quickly. It's a bit of a shame that he has to miss that strip ball tackler at the first game he's playing. At least
it's just a miss next game. It's nothing bad like like niggling injury or anything like that, because obviously goals don't regen. So that would be a problem if he did have that. But yeah, I like the build. Again, there's some really nice builds in this division. I just really like it. I think this team could do well in here. It's got 60k as well, so that's always good. Yeah, I really like them, to be fair. You got anything else to say about them?
No, it's just a really well developed undead.
I mean, the mummies are really well built. I love them too, mummies. I mean, look at block on both, stand firm, guard. They're gonna cause nightmares.
He's been holding a lot of doubles on them, that's for sure. It's looking like this is everything you want to have on an undead team, and I hope he performs well with it at least.
Yeah, 3 team rerolls and everything. I just think it's a good team. Security gate as well. Yeah, I like that. That's always a good thing to have. Always good to set up on your defense, knowing that hey, they're not going to get an extra 10. So gotta love that. So I think he'll do quite well. I hope he does well for him.
It's gonna be one of those teams that we have to take a look on in the after the half of the season, where they are and where they stand, and I think they can end up in the higher places in the division. So
definitely. Right. Now we're coming on to a dwarf team. Now this team's already played 1 game. They won their game 2-1. The Big Cups. Juvisak is how I'm going to pronounce his coach's name. Forgive me if it's wrong, but I have a reputation of murdering people's names quite a lot. So he's got a win, so that's a good start. His statistics are now 14, 8 and 10. So he came into the division 13, 8 and 10. So he's got a positive record. His team looks pretty healthy. I mean, we'll go into more in depth next week regarding what happened in this game.
I'm a bit like surprised actually about number 2. Like if you, I don't know what you think about the whole combination of having jump up with agility too. That's something you can always debate about. But then
don't open that chestnut, crikey.
If you get jump up, something that would be really nice to have is another movement to get extra movement when you're down and jump
instead
up
of armor. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's kind of weird that he went for the armor there.
He's probably thinking, you know what, it just gives him a bit more security, and obviously if people try and foul him and all that, it's a bit better.
Oh yeah.
He wants that safety blanket. He wants to be able to snuggle him nice and warm in his safety blanket, and Mummy's going to tell him none of these nasty men are going to kill him with his spanking new armor.
Of course, and even
then
if
he gets
they
close to
blitz him,
death.
Even if they blitz him, he's going to be fairly safe from most of the teams, unless it's a claw team.
Yeah,
you said. So yeah, it's not a bad choice, but maybe I would have picked up the movement there, just maybe.
Yeah, especially with being a frenzy piece as well. You know,
Yeah.
that I think I would have gone movement, but I understand why he went. You know, the armor to try and protect him. You know, at the end of the day, but yeah, I mean the key player my way through was obviously number 3, the runner Turim. Very nice blodge, accurate, kick-off return, sidestep. You know, I always think with teams like this, it's important to have a quality runner, at least one, and that's what he's got. It's the only one he's got. So if he lost this runner, this team's in trouble. You know, big trouble because they've got nothing else. You can say, here's the ball, go and score. The blitzers are nothing special at all. One's got guard, the other one they haven't got any XP. He hasn't got another runner. So it's all like all your eggs in one basket, and obviously the opposition should be really dialing up on Turim, because if they get rid of him, then that's half the battle won.
Position, but that's always the thing with dwarves in generally. Like you can always have the second runner, of course. That's going to be a little bit more bloaty. So I kind of understand why he's just running on one runner.
Yeah.
You just gotta make sure he's well protected. And
yeah.
If
that's the thing, though, isn't it? The problem is if you know, if he goes down, they're in trouble. And he's only armor 8, so you know it's not like is that well. But like I say, he's a runner, so they'll try and protect him. Obviously.
Maybe the possibility is there to just get just another runner and just get this runner on the bench for the defensive drives, you know?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I don't know.
With
I
the
don't
extra
know how
movement
to,
as well. I mean, I've seen a lot of them where they'll have wrestle and tackle runners as well. You know, they'll have a runner to score, and then they'll have a runner built to be a sweeper to help with this slow speed. But you know, we will see. But he's off to a good start anyway. He's off to a good start. He's won the first games, all good there. And obviously number 8, the strength for Norrin. Longbeard's good.
Can I ask you something? Like, what do you think of accurate on the runner here? What like I kind of. I mean, what is he gonna pass to? Like, is he gonna pass to the blitzers that are?
Well, that's basically what it'll have to be, won't he? Because he hasn't got another runner. I don't know. I don't dislike it. I'm not too great over it, but I can understand why he's done it. You know.
Yeah.
But it's just like, who's he passing it to? But sometimes it's like this little shovel pass, isn't it? And you know, having accurate will help, I guess. I don't know. I mean, what else would you take? You know, Fend. There you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, take Fend.
Yeah, it's just a thing that would keep him safer. So that's what I would have gone for. But it's I guess it's also coach preference, I guess, and maybe he can do some really great plays with that accurate on him as well. So it kind of just depends on what he does with it.
Right, next one, Jungle Beats. It is massive. I'm sure that's a song. You know, I won't try and start saying it because I'll murder it. But Jungler Beats. Watchtower is the coach's name. Statistically, 16 wins, 7 draws, 13 losses. Amazons, very nice. Key player I got for this one was Pocahontas, but I wrote down Pocahontas the Killer. Yes,
I thought you picked Pocahontas because she was the cutest one out of all the. It's not that.
No, I don't drool over women at all.
Oh, okay.
I respect them, and I respect that this girl can kill anything. She's nasty. She's really, really nasty. She's done 327 blocks, and she's injured 151 of those people. Kaz 38, KO'd 37. I'd actually see how many she killed. If she killed anybody, that'd be good to have a look at. I just killed 5 people. So yeah. You just don't mess with her. Just don't mess with her. Just keep away from her. So yeah, she's definitely the key player in my book, and she's got jump up, so she's jumping up on a 2+. Pro, I'm not a fan of Pro. I'll be honest, because I always have this nightmare. I just got 2 pushes. You know what? I've got Pro. I'll use that, and it goes into skulls, and then you're in trouble. I also like Tinkerbell as well.
Maybe Frenzy would have been an option there as well.
Yes, I think, or Dauntless.
Or Dauntless.
I like Dauntless.
Yeah,
I know Snow White's got Dauntless, and God love Snow White. But I do like the naming of this team. I love the names, and it's good. And like I said, Tinkerbell, I think Tinkerbell do. And Sleeping Beauty the second, don't know what happens to number 1, but number 2 is looking good. It's a nice team. He's got a positive win record. He's got 3 rerolls. He's got Apothecary. There's not anything not to like about this. Weatherspoons, gotta love that. Elf Turf, love Elf Turf. It just looks nice. And he's got a really good positive record, and
and two big agility players there as well.
Make a difference, don't they? The only thing I really don't like about Amazons is I don't know why, but they all just seem a bit slow. I don't know.
Yeah, that's always what I'm worried about. So I'm really happy to see him having number 6 there.
Yeah,
as the ball carrier.
The thrower. Yeah.
Yeah, but, so they can move a little bit more forward. But generally, the thing I hate about Norse, Amazons, those kind of teams is they look really good on paper, but then you see the movement 6 on each of the players, and it's generally really hard that as soon as the opponent has made a gap or has made a commitment to the side to really lunge back and regain control again with the 6 movement. So it's something you always have to think about as a Norse coach or an Amazon coach. It's difficult.
I just like it. I mean, like you say, his blitzers are built the way I would build them. He's got the guard there. He's got stand firm as well. So 3 blodge stand firm pieces. That's beautiful. He's got a dauntless piece as well. What's really helpful. I like everything about the team apart from Pro. I'm not a fan of Pro at all. Pro's the sort of skill I would take a Legendary if I was going to take it. I think Dauntless would have been what I would have gone with, or Frenzy, just to give you that Frenzy option. But everything else, I love this team, and I think it's another one of those teams where when we do our predictions, I'll be like, I like a bit of girl power here. This could be it. And I can't wait to see what Pocahontas does in this division. I think she's going to kill it. She's going to be the female version of Chuck Norris, I think.
It's definitely a nice team to see, and one thing you notice as well is that I think we only have 1 dwarf team in this division and 1 chaos dwarf team.
So
they do have a really nice division to play in general.
Yeah.
This will be a good team, and about Pro, I'm kind of with a mixed feeling on it, but it's not necessarily a bad pick.
It's not the worst pick at all. I just always fear the worst, so I always think, I'll use Pro, and if it works, I'll dub skull myself.
You can even use Pro to jump up on a failed jump up block. If you're
you can use it on various. I mean, it's all right. I just think there's better skills. So anything what can basically make my thing go crashing down, and I've seen it a lot. Pro going to double skulls. I think that's. I played it. Oh God, I played it since 22nd season. Sea Ladder. I see plenty of Pro costing games, and I just try and play it safe when I can. And it's just me. It's just me. I may be the only person who doesn't like Pro. But he's a killer, so he wants to kill stuff. So
yeah, and if you want to be really greedy about it and just reroll every failed roll with Pro, basically, you got to think about blitzing late with him in the turn instead of blitzing early with him in the turn. Maybe that's the thing he's trying to do.
Yeah.
It's something you can do. You just got to think tactically about it. So yeah, it's good on him, I guess.
Yeah. Right then, let's get on to the next team then. The Boondock Skinks. I love the name of this. The Boondock Skinks. Yeah. Statistically, we have 9 wins, 9 draws, 12 losses. And, you know what? It looks like it's a bit like that deja vu on the recap we did on the other division. Because the key player, number 13, is T6. Is Shix? How are you pronouncing that?
It's 6. Yeah,
you sound like you're saying Essex.
Essex, yeah. It's maybe he's trying to do that, Maybe he's trying to make it sound like Essex, and that's
it's 6.
That's tactic.
Yeah, it's a Shix. It's Shix. I don't know. But that's the key player. It's got so much potential. Movement 10 sprint. It is a 1-10er point and click, and it's got stunty. Happy days.
Yes, he has a gutter under on the team. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's basically what he's got. Yeah. But they're better than us. Better. Well, are they Would you say they're better because he's got stunty?
No, because gutter runners are usually like edgy 4.
I know, but I know.
So it's quite easier to get the catch in and the dodges in with the gutter runner.
But what about
not
for for the 110? Because obviously if usually a gunner would have to go through 2 tackle zones. It's like he would.
Statistically, it's about the same except for the catch. Then the gutter runner is still a little bit better.
Right. Okay. Well, it's almost as good as a gut runner then. It's still a nice piece. I think we can say that, can't we?
Still very nice.
Noah, is that Il Deuce?
Well,
he's not having a good time, is he? That's a shame. A block Crocs with -1 AV.
Now that I think about it, like sometimes you have to dodge into 2 tackles on, so it kind of depends on how many players are left on the on the defense. So in situationally it could be even better.
Yeah.
What do I think about which player you said?
Number 7, the Crocs go. Big blow that. I mean, it's a real nice one. Block, stand firm, guard. Unfortunately, it's got -1 AV. But obviously he'll keep it because it's a good piece.
It is a good piece. It kind of hurts my heart to see him having a minus armor though, because like it's such a solid, like with block and stand firm and guard, it's such a solid roadblock.
And he's only 7 off another level as well.
If they get an armor down though, the road blocking is getting a little bit more difficult. So it's I don't know, like it's a player you gotta keep for now, of course, but it's a shame that he has that minus armor, that's for sure.
Yeah. But he's got the Saurus. They need a bit more development, but he's got 2 nice Blodgesaurus there. They've got plenty of potential. Stand firm or break tackle being the 2 obvious. He's got Duffy, who's obviously got might blow tackle. He'll be the enforcer. He's got a real nice skink at the bottom, and he's got a couple of diving tackles. It's a decent team. No enhancements yet. He's got a level 2. I always think with lizard teams, you either go for the really nice elf turf because it just looks real nice, or you go for the Squid Kiosk, so no rock kills your star skink. That's the worst way for them to go. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a good team. And again, like you say, this division, there's a lot of really good teams here, and it's going to be hard to, when we come to it, who we think will, keep getting as our top 3.
I'm constantly thinking, like, the last few teams, I'm thinking, like, okay, this is definitely top 3, and then I see another.
Then you see another one, I've done exactly the same. It's like, that's in my 3, and then I'm like, pants, that's good as well. But that's good for us, so that means we're going to have a really good division to recap every.
It's going to be exciting, definitely.
Yeah, we've been lucky with the two divisions we got. Right, my brothers embalmed, Ravers, or is it Ravers? You get kicks for free. I love that motto. Got to give him that. Statistically, what's he got? 14 wins, 6 draws, 10 losses. So this Khemri team has a positive record, and I love this Khemri team. I really like this Khemri team. Plenty of mighty blow, plenty of guard, blocks on your Tomb Guardians. You got 2 Blitzra killers, and like we just said, we just loved the last team. I love this even more. 2 thrower. Oh man, 2 thrower. Oh, it's amazing. 2 data players. Oh, I love this team. Can we like take this team home? For a Khemri team, it's good.
The fact that he has a positive record is like really something for a Khemri team, isn't it? Yeah. Like Khemri aren't generally that good, to be fair.
Yeah.
And he's making a positive record out of it, so it's definitely a coach to watch.
Yeah. For key player, this is the only one I did different to everybody else. I couldn't pick out a key player. So the key player I actually did was I put Tomb Guardians, the 4 Tomb Guardians as a whole. Because with Khemri, if the 4 Tomb Guardians can keep healthy and keep progressing, as they do, because they've got decay, obviously, then I find that Khemri teams are very, very good. When they start losing one and they're missing games and you have to go into a game with just 3 of them, it's a massive difference. So I think the key to this team being successful is the Blitzraz doing the damage with the assists of the damage from the data players, and they might blow off the Tomb Guardians. But I think the key really is the Tomb Guardians to keep healthy. If they keep healthy, this team could really go close to, in the top 3. It all depends to me on the Tomb Guardians.
This team is a prime example for what you want as a Khemri team. It's that simple.
It's built. It's one of the best I've seen built. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I would not have a problem playing this team at all. I mean, I'm not much of a Khemri player, but I think I'd be success. I would be confident I could get some success with this team. Everything seems to be built right. He's got his data plays. He's got his guards where he can get it. I just really like this team. If I can't really see a weakness. He's not. It'd be nice to get probably an agility 3. Throw around maybe. But
I don't have the feeling either. Like if he loses one player, except for the Tomb Guardians, of course. But if he loses one player in general, that it all falls apart. Like it's still quite manageable, even if he loses like a big key player.
Yeah,
like
this team screams to me that the coach knows what he's doing. He knows how Kenry's plays, and he knows how he needs to build them. This team, as long as it doesn't have problems with its Tomb Guardians, I think this team goes close. Really close. I know we've been saying that about a lot of them, but I really like this team. I wish it was mine, but it isn't. So I'll just weep and just cheer as a big fanboy.
I hope he'll be the big surprise of the season. Due to the fact that he's Camry, of course, being a surprise.
But you look at the team. Is it a surprise though? When you look at the team, it's not.
That's very true. But like if you look at the other teams, they're great as well. So that's a big problem. Yeah, definitely hope he's gonna outperform a lot of teams here. It's a team I get excited about.
I just like everything he's done. He's even got Fend on his runner to help protect it more. The other thrower has got strip ball tackle. It's just a really smart, intelligent team.
Yeah,
I think that's as good as I can get it. So, yeah, my brothers embalmed. I can see them going up, but we'll wait till the end to see who picks what. Now then, to Dark Elf action. Dark Angels of Lilith is how I'm pronouncing that.
Dark Angels of Lilith, yeah.
Yeah, Dark Angels. They're like traitors, aren't they, in the 40k universe? One they're like Space Marines, and then they're stabbed. They like betrayed the Emperor, and people look at them in disgust that they're traitors, and like they say, well, we're not really traitors. It was just like the guy left in charge was like possessed by chaos, and Lionel Johnson was a really cool guy, and we're gonna like keep like trying to be good guys and try and hard all the bad stuff we've done.
You're on your own here, mate.
I know.
Idea about
I know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to impress him with some Dark Angels knowledge. He's probably going to come back and say, Ben, you're completely wrong, man. I don't know what you're talking about. But for what we got, let's see what his record is. 16 wins, 6 draws, 7 losses. An amazing record for Andy, 90. What did I pick as his key player? Oh, I think the key player is actually injured. Yeah, Darth Darkwing Duck. One, it's an amazing name, Darkwing Duck. And again, definitely. same philosophy as the other enforcer. I believe in these sort of divisions, you need that enforcer who can try and whittle down a few. They don't need many whittling down, but if you blitz with my blow each turn, it's going to be a big advantage. It's a real nicely developed team. A lot of nice blodge in there. His record tells us he's a good coach. 4 guard on Dark Elves is interesting. That is a really nice amount of guards. So you should be able to manipulate gaps with all that guard. Just the one witch elf at the moment, Darth Nelly.
I think he needs a little bit more sidestep here and there, and then it's going to be a really nice season for him.
It's still getting developed. He's got a couple of sidestep on him on see out, and I like sidestep on the blitzer as well, because it's like if someone blitzes him and they don't get him down, he can just go, right, you know what, next turn I'm going to hit you back with MB. So I just it's smart again. This team still needs a lot more development, but it's gonna get a lot better than this. And like I say, his record is an impressive record. So just on that alone, you think, you know what, Dark Angels, as the races, Dark Elves, they're always pretty impressive. And I think he's got a chance. Definitely.
Definitely a lovely team. It's getting harder and harder to.
It's sort of like, man, we're gonna struggle picking 3.
I know who I'm gonna root for. That's for sure. But that's the team we're gonna treat later, of course.
I don't know. I like some of these names though. Darth Devil Dinosaur. What a name that is. Darth Donald Duck. Darth Dingo. I hope Darth Dingo becomes an amazing player. Darth Dog. But yeah, very good team. Right then, the Chaos Dwarfs. We have to have a Chaos Dwarf in every single division. That's just the way it is. Pirates of the World's End. So that's to do with what do they call him? Pirates of the Caribbean, aren't they? That's basically what they are. Jack Sparrow and all them lot.
Yeah, possibly.
It is. It is. The names give it away. 12 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses. So another very, very good, very good record. But of course, he's Chaos Dwarfs. They're the best, aren't they? 3 Claw. Only one of them has Mighty Blow at the moment, but again, down the line, this team's going to be a pain. I'm not jealous at all because I've got no Claw in my team at all. But that's just the way it goes. I guess
They're gonna like this division generally as well, because they're gonna like facing the Amazons. They're gonna like facing the Camry. This is a nice division for them, and then they don't have to worry about too many chaos teams and that kind of thing coming their way. So it's a ball game for them, basically.
Yeah.
Like the 4 Hobgoblin, they're just a solid player to pick up the ball.
Yeah, Jack Rackham. I don't know if that was actually a signing or from another team. That name rings a bell, but I don't know if he was on this team. I don't know. But either way, Jellyfall Blodge is very, very good, and that was my key player. Because if you can keep him safe, get him sure hands next, he's going to be a big player. Like I say, all these bash teams, they need a solid ball carrier, preferably not a bull center, in my opinion, because the bulls are there to give you the extra strength, and you don't want to be hiding them in a cage. They should be out there cracking skulls and frenzying things off the pitch, and giving help wherever's needed, and let a little hobgoblin look after the ball, and that is a really good ball carrier.
One other thing I also like to point out, like things you rarely see with really bashy teams and really slow teams, is utility like kick, and this coach has opted for kick on one of the hobgoblins. It's interesting to see. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be a good thing, because I'm quite a big fan of kick, because with an event like a blitz, or with some situations, you can really control the pace of the game. So yeah, I love kick. It's interesting to see how he works with it, so to speak. Will he choose to kick deeper? Will he choose to kick short on some of the races? It's a nice thing to have.
Yeah. And like I say, he's got his data players, but it's a good team. And again, like we said with a lot of the teams, this team could do well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a division that's filled with a lot of good teams. But hey, it's Division 3, so it's the subtop of the whole Rebel League. You kind of gotta expect that it's really good, what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So
right, next, down to 2 teams left. It is Chakra Changelings, who lost their game against the Dwarfs. But if you look at the team, it's a pretty special team. A very good team, in fact. The record for this is 12 wins, 3 draws, 6 losses. So he'd only lost 5 games coming into this tournament. And so it's Dwarfs. I get it, but I still think I'll be a bit disappointed, because this team's just stupidly good. TVs are quite a lot though, 2070.
It's quite bloaty on the TV, but
what did I put as the but key player was number 11, I think, Guinevere Volume 2, because it was a Friends of Peace, agility 5, wrestle, leap. Could do everything. It could even leap over and serve people if you really want to.
You have a lot of options with the teams and the setups.
This team's just ridiculous. It's got so many options. Look at all this strength. Loads of strength, loads of agility 5 pieces flying all over the place. It's got a couple of leapers. You could not feel safe if you're the opposition with this team flying about.
The only thing I'm thinking about is the thing that he really would want is block on his kicker here, because you kind of want to be able to sustain him, to keep him alive in case you steal the ball or score, or just scored and you got a kick.
Yeah.
So it's something you really want to have on the kicker here.
Yeah.
As for the other players, I can't really think about any stuff that he really needs at the moment. So it's really looking good for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. There's not really much we can say about the team because we'd be here for hours if we just dissected this. It's a very strong team. I don't know obviously what happened. We'll look into it in a bit more detail for next week. See why you lost 3-1. Seems a bit of a bad law. I think it was 3-1. I'll just have a look. Maybe 2-1 actually. Yeah, sorry, 2-1. Letting Dwarf score twice. We'll have to see. We'll see what happened there. But yeah, again, it's only one loss. It can still turn it around and do well. And finally, we come to the guy we know, Fairy Harem, Keith Carr, who finished top of our division.
And this is the guy I'll truly be rooting for on this season.
Rats. It's
Rats. Yeah. And that's a solid reason. I also know Keith Carr from OCC as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a top division player there. Or he has been in the top division.
Yeah.
So he's a really good coach. He's a good coach. He's a good coach to be in this division as well. And he's playing Skaven.
Yeah.
Which are my favorite. So
yeah, he's a very good coach. He obviously beat me. He's the only guy to beat me. It's quite a funny game because he was, I think, more salty than I was because I had one of those shockers where I just played awful and he was like, "What are you going down there for? You didn't wait the first time. What are you doing right again?" I'm like, "Oh well, I think I just don't just had one of those days." But even in that game, he was very, very good. So he kicked the living daylights of my Chaos Dwarfs. The only slight negative I would have is, he may disagree with this, but in our division, his rats seem to come through very unscathed. They didn't get bashed a lot, Like, they seem to be quite lucky in that way, where it'd be interesting to see how he handles it if he loses 3-4 or gets a lot of attrition against him.
Yeah, that's...
That was the only concern. He's got a Ratto what did superb last season in Mags. He's got to run it. Surely he's going to make sure he's going to be very hard to not score. He's got a wrestle strip ball apiece.
My sheer worry is pure development, because you see some of these teams have huge setups and that kind of thing, and they're really building up big. This team kind of needs a little bit more development, just a little bit more to get him to that bigger area. The good news is about his team, at least, is if he loses a player, he's got a deep bank as well.
Yeah, it's good that he's got a lot of cash as well. I mean, he's 9-4-4 on his record. A good last win 4-1 against Hell's Kitchen. What have done him the world of good. Because he did lose 3 on the bounce after stuffing the Maroon Baroque 3-0, but he's sort of turned it around a bit now, 2-1, 1-1, 4-1. Yeah, so he's back in form.
I think he's just going to hire a new lineman, get on exactly 150k, which is the perfect position to be in as a Skaven coach, and just play with the 14 players that he has then. And when he gets the MNG back, he can just decide, okay, I'm going to keep those 15 players, or I'm just going to fire one. He's in like with the bank he has, he's in quite a luxury position here.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does.
Right then, so we come to the tricky bit, and this is trickier than I thought. The top 3, and as always, we let the hunter go first, so I get up another few minutes to pretend I know what I'm talking about and try and pick the winner. But which is your 3? Who's going to finish 3rd, 2nd, and who's going to be the champ? It's not easy.
It's going to be so tough to think about it. Like, who will win this one? That's a big question. I was really impressed with the Dark Elf team, actually. The Shaka Changelings.
Yeah.
So I kind of expect them to go first. It looks like a really good division for Amazons, but it looks like a really good division for Church as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Amazon 2nd.
Right.
And I'm just gonna go for a little bit of a surprise here.
Ooh, go on.
I think the Nurgle team is gonna be 3rd.
Ooh, Fight Lord 7s. Ooh. Right.
There has to be a surprise in the division always.
Has to be, doesn't he? Has to be.
I think he's a good coach, and I think he's capable of making that surprise happen.
Right. Okay. Mine's quite simple. I think the winner of the division will be My Brothers Embalmed. I think the Khemri are going to take this. Yes, you've heard that right. The Khemri win it all. It's a beautifully built team. It's got the strength. It's just got the kill potential. It's got everything. I love it.
Surely,
I want it. I want that team.
Surely an interesting pick, yeah.
It's Khemri, don't let me down. So they're going to win it. After that, it gets a bit tricky, but I'm going to go with Zunk because he's Orc and he's green, and anyone who takes diving tackles all right in my book. And it's Zunk. Someone's got to cheer on Zunk. So Zunk, he'll get the second place, and then for third, this is where I was like, okay. I'm not tipping any case dwarfs because I don't want to curse them, because apparently people say whoever I tip loses. It's not true. I really want to go for Keith Carr, but I don't know. I think his team needs a bit more development, or they should be there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So I'll go with the other team what I thought was really nicely built, and that's the Jungler Beats, because I was really impressed with the way the Amazon team was built, and obviously the killer Pocahontas is in there as well. So there we go. Really simple as that. Khemri win the division, and I'll be happy. And then Zunk and the Amazons will be there in the other spots as well. So that wasn't so bad. And we'll go into more detail next week when we see all the things.
But the interesting thing is, like, it can go anywhere, this division. Just like with the other division, I can see any team going top 3 here. So it's going to be.
It's a really nice division. This, I'm really looking forward to it. And obviously we got our good friend Fairy Harem in there as well, and Zunk's in here, and we got them Heretics, the Dark Angels in here.
So for the guys that are just watching this the first time, the next few weeks we might pick up some games and take a look at some games, and we might pick up some turns where we think, okay, this has been really important, or this has been really important, and we're actually going to recap those. So you're going to look at some longer recaps, like maybe 1.5 hour, who knows, depending on what happens. But we always try to go for a bit of quality in the recaps, and make sure you guys are getting noticed,
Yeah.
So it's gonna be.
Oh, sorry.
Gonna be quite fun. Just one question to Bernie. You want to look at the schedule a little bit, or
I just had a look. If you just want to quickly go through them. Gorka's Sidle Tendencies versus My Brothers Embalmed. That's Khemri versus Orcs. So the two teams I picked come first and second. God, it's gonna be tasty, that one. That's one I'd love to stream, but I presume Dav will stream away for his good friends.
Who do you think is winning that one?
I've got to go with Khemri just because I've tipped them first, didn't I? So it'd be a bit strange for me to tip the Orc second.
It is Armor 9 versus Armor 7 in a lot of situations. So
it wouldn't surprise me if Zunk steamrolls him, but I've got to go with my first pick, haven't I? So that's what I would go with there. Who are you going for?
I think the Orcs will get it. Zunk will get it.
Yeah, so. I can see that. I can see why that. And the Boondock Skinks versus Dark Angels of Lilith. The Lizards versus the Dark Elves.
I think the Lizards will get that one.
Well, I'm going to go with the Dark Elves. Jungle Beats versus Pirates of the Wild End. I've got to go for the Chorfs, even though I said the thing there because it's Chorfs and I'm part of the Chorf crew, so I've got to be biased and go for the Chorfs.
I think I gotta agree with you on that one. Let's see, Pirates of the World, and I'm taking a quick look at the team there. Yeah, I think they should be able to get that one. Definitely, like it's hard enough as an Amazon team, so gotta be the choice. Yeah.
So the big cups and chocolate trainers that's already gone by. So it's the Owender's Requiem. That's the undead versus Fairy Harem. What's the Skaven? I'm going to go with Fairy Harem just because they've got the Retro good with clone. If you can get rid of a Mummy early, he will win the game, in my opinion.
I'm going for Fairy Harem as well, and I mean it still needs a little bit more development, but Skaven can be quite deadly versus undead.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of biased because I'm rooting the shit out of Skaven team, so I kind of hope they'll get this one as well.
The Bet Spacey Bounty Hunters versus Fly Lord Savants. Who wins that one? I'm going to go with the Bretts.
I think the builds are really well developed, like smartly developed. But I know Edmund is a really good and solid coach on this, so I think Edmund will take this one. So I'm going with the Nurgle here.
And finally, Crusaders of Calador versus the Tall Dwarfs with no AV. And that, strength 3 for winner. I don't know. I don't know. I really want to root on the Norse, but I'm going to go with the High Elves in this one.
Well, it depends. It depends if he fires the strength 3 one. If he fires the strength 3 one, I think the Norse are going to win.
Fair enough. There we go. So that's our predictions. As you'll find out, probably most of them will be wrong by the time we come back next week.
Probably.
But there you go. I'd like to thank, obviously, as always, Crystal Hunter, who's obviously my co-announcer. Thanks again for coming by. And like I said, we'll see you next week. Anybody who wants to Discord me, feel free. It's just Bernie on Discord. Any feedback or anything like that? Are you the same on your Discord, Crystal Hunter?
Yeah, I'm the same on my Discord.
I mean, any hate mail, obviously send to Crystal, because he loves that sort of stuff. He gets off with all the hate mail. Any improvements or anything you want to see, let us know. Anybody who wants to come on the show, let us know, and we'll get you one.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week, I guess, won't we? So take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.